We're
Good
live.
morning. Good morning. Good morning.
No.
Morning.
No.
Good.
No. Not at all. Nothing.
When I'm calling you.
No. I don't see anyone here yet.
Remember the bubbles?
Here? Well, here. Daddy Bog woke up 5 hours ago to leave this comment, I think. This was before we started. And the only person here, Matt. Oh. There's Mazzy.
Hello, Los Angeles peeps.
Well,
Morning,
it's good you didn't come today, because people are going to wash away today in LA.
We got sunny skies today, but
No,
rain until next week.
I venture you'll see news about the burned out areas, because this is the first big rain we've had since those fires.
Will there be mudslides in?
Yep.
I'm guessing there will be.
Oh, yuck.
If we get an inch of rain or an inch and a half, that's like flooding time.
Here's something people don't know about LA. We don't have sewers in LA. There are no sewers in LA.
There are a lot of people that act like sewers.
Yeah, what they're called are storm drains.
Right.
So any bit of water, when we have rain and it looks like a sewer, it's not going to a recycle plant. That's a runoff to the ocean.
Yeah, you don't want to go in the ocean for about a week after this.
A couple things happen when we have rain in LA. I think the air, since I moved here 30 years ago, the air is probably 80% cleaner than then.
Yeah, it's
really not so smoggy here. When people think they see smog, it's what they call it's a marine layer. But so when it rains, it washes anything out of the air, and it's the clearest you've ever seen LA when you're walking around. It's like someone took your eyeballs out and washed them.
But you don't want to go near the water. You don't go near the ocean.
Second thing that happens is any place you could swim in the ocean, don't go in there, because we don't have sewers. They're storm drains. But people treat them like sewers and throw shit in there. All that shit runs off into the ocean.
I just want to say a beautiful, wonderful shout out to the UK to Big Ian. It's nice to see Big Ian here.
Big Ian doesn't live in the UK. That's how much you know Big Ian.
Oh, I'm sorry. Where does he live?
No, Big Ian lives in the United States. He's an
British,
expat,
right?
But he's expat, yeah.
But why would you want to live here right now, Big Ian?
He's lived here forever.
Oh, okay.
He was kicked out of the UK.
Where does he live? Where do you live, Big Ian?
I'm not giving away his location. Don't dox Big Ian.
I'm just like, what area?
Big Ian lives in a state where I don't understand that. You grew up in England.
North,
you go
south, east, or
let
west.
me finish talking. Big Ian lives in a place where you go, oh, I'm growing up in the UK and I'm moving to the US. Okay, he's saying
that's New Hampshire, right?
He moved to New England.
New Hampshire, Cow Hampshire. Wouldn't bet the farm on it. Wife neither. Yeah.
I'm glad we've mended our ways. This is kind of like the Israeli-Palestinian.
No, please don't.
Who's mended their ways?
I do want to give a shout out. Kudos to Donald Trump so far.
Hey, dude.
Now, if they rebuild.
This isn't the place to.
No, I'm saying something positive about America.
No, but it doesn't matter, positive or negative. This isn't the place.
Even though they decimated the place, I hope they rebuild.
All right, okay.
Wow.
What?
Near.
They did decimate it.
Yeah.
They should rebuild it.
All right, calm down.
Hey,
we have lots to talk about because Mazzy visited Los Angeles, and it seems like he virtually covered every topic on his channel, but there might be some things he did talk about.
One of my favorite parts was the drone with Dylan. Have you
ever seen a drone operated before?
I haven't been with a group doing it right there. I've seen it, from afar, but never just. But I was freaking out how high it was going. I just felt it was going to. When I was a kid, remember when you had those? I had with my dad for a very short time one of those gas-powered airplanes. Remember?
Oh yeah,
they always fucked up.
Those were big, like 1975. I feel.
No,
right.
Well, I'm talking about 1964.
65.
Wow.
65.
Well, they
and they weren't very, and they would always sputter out and crash. Okay.
Right. Because they weren't remote, they weren't controlled.
Of course. And so when I saw that drone go way up over LA where cars, I just had in my mind all of a sudden stopped, fell on somebody's head, fell on a car.
That drone technology is very good, Mazzy. In
Okay,
fact,
I'm
you
just
don't know any like realtors? Do you know any realtors? They
I
use
know
those
of.
drones to
Yeah.
shoot like those flying through the
Like-
house.
10 years ago, I
Look at
had a
this.
drone, and it was in the days when drones didn't fucking work. And I just crashed into trees and shit, and that was it. It was all over.
Well, I mean, it does take a skill to operate them. I think when
That
people
was like 10 years ago. And
yeah,
it was
but even now, when, like the
drone.
drone Dylan has, my brother bought one, and if you really don't have a skill of operating it, they crash easily.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you need to teach yourself how to use them. But he seemed to have a hang of it. That thing. How high up do you think that thing went initially?
It says it can go to 2,000 feet, which
It
is
went
Whoa.
up really quickly up to that high. It was
Nick,
crazy.
I don't think it's going to crash in the sun, but I could see it coming down and crashing on someone's head. I'm sure. I'm surprised you don't
Okay.
hear more things of people getting hurt.
Hold on, Mazzy. Nick, I don't have enough time to explain how the galaxy is and how far the sun is from the Earth. Okay? But he's looking on his you control with an app on your phone. So he's not line of sight looking at it.
No, right,
he's operating it from his
when they had the fires in January here, a drone crashed into a plane that was fighting the fires and grounded the fucking plane.
Yeah, but there's that's one thing that the government really didn't regulate until there were a lot of issues like that.
I'm
My kid
surprised.
has an airplane.
I know. I'm sure Nick will probably disagree with me, but the way drones fly and the way small planes and cities and everything fly, I would think that anyone who flies a drone should get a drone license. I would believe.
No.
I know people.
It depends, but so Mazzy, it depends. Like with a go-kart, a kid under can operate a go-kart.
But not on the street.
There are drones that they use in war.
I know that.
There are drones that you need a license to operate, I believe. But the small, tiny ones that are regulated because they have built-in things that only allow them to go as high as they can go.
Well, that was fun. That was fun. It was.
So there are large drones that require a license, huh?
Yeah,
I'm sure there are.
Okay.
Look, I'll give you for instance. I produced a short film that I think is quite good. It's on the internet to be watched. We had an opening scene, and actually, our director was connected with a TV show that uses drones exclusively to shoot a lot of its footage. The drones that were used in our opening scene in our short was you needed a license to operate that drone.
So right before the pandemic, the street that I live on has no power lines. The power lines are behind the houses. So the street itself has no power lines. So we were approached by a location scout, and they were considering filming landing an airplane on our street. That would have been so fucking cool. But
anyway,
never happened.
It was great watching Dylan in that experience. When it was coming down, though, it was buzzing around my head. You saw that some of it.
You kind of ran.
Yeah.
Do we let's go through the timeline of Mazzy's arrival. He arrived kind of right after the Thursday live stream. So for me to get myself
I landed at 9:15 in the morning. 9:15 in the morning.
So when he was probably part of the way onto his hotel, I went off to go retrieve him and Joey. So I went to the location and we had to wait a good 40 minutes for Joey to arrive past the agreed arrival time.
Yes.
So I picked them up, and where did we went and met Jim at Atomic Records. We went straight there.
Right.
Because we were going to go meet for lunch. And then we hung out there for a bit. Mazzy goes,
I went to Jim took a wonderful photograph of me in front of Gun World.
In front of the gun store, which is the largest gun store. Well,
in
definitely
in LA.
There's no gun stores in LA. This is Burbank, so it's really
It's
very
part
large
of the mockumentary we're doing.
gun world.
Yeah, say your favorite thing that you.
Oh, so when I go, so Gun World is like 2 doors down from Atomic Records. So I like to go into Atomic Records and say to them, "Hey, do you guys have a Glock and Spiel section? Glockenspiels?"
And usually the same results happens. No one laughs.
Can we
Silence.
No, but let's acknowledge that was a really funny pun.
I agree.
Fondle Batman.
You know what?
Dr. Robert.
Maybe your new sidekick, Jim, could be Dr.
That
Robert.
wasn't even. You can't even call that a dad joke. I mean, that is just a good joke.
It's not even a
You guys
dad
have a
joke.
Glock and Spiel
No.
section?
No.
No,
You know what
Bach-
happens to people who
You gotta
really
know
do?
guns to know what that means.
You know what happened? Jim's never gone in there and said that. But you know what happens to people who do that? They get shot.
No, I would think they would think he's looking for a glockenspiel.
If I go into that gun store, I'm
not
coming
gonna
out-
walk out of the record store.
You're referring to a glockenspiel, Jim.
I was,
you know-
but I emphasize the word Glock.
Here's what makes what Jim's joke is even worse. That Dr. Robert's defending a world where that joke is funny.
That is a good joke, and
It is. Thank you,
stand
Doc.
by that. I'll stand
You know
by
what it
that.
is? It's an intelligent joke.
Yeah, it is a
Right.
very intelligent joke. And here's a follow-up, Jim, and see if you like this. If you walk in the gun store and you say, where are your records? And they say, what records do you want? And you say, any records you have, then they take a Glock out on you.
Yeah, there
And
you go.
say,
No,
we
if
don't
I
have any
go-
records.
If I go,
It was nice having Dr. Robert not make jokes.
No, they say, do you have a warrant for our records?
no, if I go into that gun store, I'm coming out with a fucking gun, brothers.
You know, that was.
I don't own any, but I like guns. I like to shoot them at the gun range. Bang! I'm a good shot.
You know,
Yeah,
okay,
I'm
I'll
better
tell
at
you.
glockenspiel.
I'll tell you my LA gun experience.
God,
When I
never
was a
got
high
one, really.
level executive, our company, the LA police opened this highly touted training facility, kind of out near San Fernando, like state of the art, everything to train officers. So since we donated so much money, they brought in the donors for a day to tour it. They allowed us to go up to the shooting range, handed us a gun
Yeah.
when our competition was right next to me, like our rival company. And they just handed the gun. Here, just point and shoot it.
You
Was
know,
it
Matt
loaded?
Basserson called out one of my favorite things, and I did not, of all the stars on the Hollywood Boulevard in that area, the Walk of Fame and all around Capitol Records and Vine and all that, all those side streets, I almost stepped on Billy Joel, and Wax called it out. And I love that we caught that moment on video, that I almost stepped on, you know, and in my head, that Kinks song, Celluloid Heroes, was spinning, and they don't walk on Billy Joel because he'll just sound like Elton John or whatever the story goes. I like that.
Okay, so we met up at Atomic, and then we agreed because we were trying to
Poetry. Yeah, he shot a gun.
we knew that Dylan would be in LA for various reasons. We were in communication with him to meet up. I don't think he really cared about meeting me or Jim.
No,
But then when Mazzy's name was mentioned, it kind of peered his.
Dylan reached out to me. That he said, "I heard you going to LA."
But it was before he reached out to you because it was communicated you would be here. So we met Vinyl Piper for lunch. We went to Barney's Beanery, which is a cool place to go. There's several of them across LA.
Yeah, it was kind of like basically Denny's on steroids.
It's kind of a sports bar type of thing.
Now. Yeah, it's something that Concert Buddy would just be really into.
It's a place you can go to and ask them to put a game on, and they have TVs all over.
It's not one of those hippie bars like the original one in West Hollywood back in the 60s.
So
that's on the cover of Cheap Thrills, Big Brother.
Okay, so we had lunch there. Then we got in touch with Dylan to meet him over at Safari, and we met there. And there are pictures on our social medias at mine, Vinyl Pipers, and Mazzy of us meeting up. And that's where the drone thing was in the parking lot there. Then after that,
And part of it was that Vinyl Piper Chris bought a very collectible record from Dylan. And
yeah,
they did the handout.
yeah. So, but we met up, and then we went to Amoeba. Me, Mazzy, and Joey for a bit, and then I took them back to the hotel, and I went to park my car where I could park it, and we met back up. They had drink. My friend Brad joined us for drinks at their hotel, and then we walked over to the Dolby Atmos screening room, not the Dolby Theater, the screening room. It
looks like it used to be an old, like, closed out porno theater on the outside because it's.
Well, there's a strip club 2 doors away.
Yeah.
It's
whatever.
Beautiful inside.
Yeah, it used to be a theater that I don't know how many years ago, but Dolby took it over to use as a promotional venue. So I imagine they have pre-screenings of movies that are converted into Dolby Digital video projection and Dolby Atmos sound, and it probably holds about 100 people, and it's really nice. Jim and I have been there before. When they started doing all the Zappa stuff, they've had several Zappa events there, and when the albums have been mixed into Dolby Atmos.
The presentation was about an hour itself.
Yeah, so then
Video and the music was
going chronologically. We met up in front of the theater. Then it seems like the event I've been there before, they overbooked it. This one seemed like the theater wasn't even full. They tried to keep it a minimal of people. So that what's made it good. They put out a little spread as you walk in. They
had those gyros and wine and
beer and
cheese and crackers, grapes.
Gyros, not gyros.
So then they weren't gyros. They were wraps. They were wraps.
Oh, okay.
Which is
But then
this is. Hey, look, I'm not going to have all that long to be on here. I'm just saying.
Okay.
And I'll tell you why, and I think everyone will appreciate this. My wife wants me to cut her toenails.
Okay, Dr. Robert.
Get to it, Doc.
No.
Can we just all
hold on? Now I muted him because he's demanding. He thinks we could hear him, but just chill out, dude. There's certain things that
that's a personal thing.
Yeah, Dr. Robert.
It's a wonderful thing.
It is a wonderful thing.
Dr. Robert,
I'm loving the idea that I'm going to cut my wife's toenails.
It reminds me of Howard Hughes.
Hold on. Here's one thing I won't.
I can't wait. No, it has. That is
here's
way off.
Here's one thing I won't tolerate. Don't demand to dictate how the stream's going. More kind of read the room and go with what we're talking about.
Well, I'm not demanding. So here, before we go too far further, I do have a gun story. I think it's a good story. It's a good story.
Again, we.
I mean, if you want me on here,
we passed the gun story. We passed it. I have lots of stories I want to tell. I'm trying to talk about how Mazzy came to visit LA, and we're telling the story.
Sorry, Doc. Rob's on.
Where are we going to go? I mean, I'll wait. So how much longer? Because it's
now it's going to be longer since this whole.
But Doc, Doc. As much as your gun story is probably awesome, we've moved past it.
It is.
Okay.
All right. Well, it's your stream, so I got records. I prepared records.
We were almost done with Mazzy's itinerary.
Rob's doing a great job explaining the day.
You know what? Here's the deal, Dr. Robert. If you came to visit LA, and I was telling the story about you visiting LA, you'd be perfectly okay with that. So now I'm just talking about Mazzy's visit.
But it's not just me. It was all the group of everyone.
It was a big deal. I get it. It was a big deal. I loved all the content you guys have already shared on it. And I loved what you've already been talking about. And I'm not insisting on anything, but I'm telling you, I have a limited time here. I have a couple of things if you want to hear them, but I understand.
I acquiesced to the great state of Oregon to Dr. Robert to have 3 minutes to show records. if that's okay with you, Chairman Rob.
Thank you so much. So before I share, and I think I'm only going to share one record, but before I do that, let me tell my gun story.
Oh God.
The gun story is we had a dog and cat door down in our laundry room, and we used
You
to
shot your dog?
No. Let me tell the fucking story.
I don't feel this is going in a good place.
No, it's
I
going to
know
go
you
in a
shot
good.
a crow.
You guys will be happy. Just let me tell this story. So we had a dog and cat door, and we would put the cat food down there outside the door. The cat would come in and out. The dog would come in and out. A raccoon started coming in and out, and I got a have a heart trap, the one that doesn't kill the raccoon, and I put it out and I baited it, and the raccoon got in and he got out. And I tried it again, and he got in and he got out a second time. And I actually even had it on video. He got out. So
Shot it.
I had a 12 gauge shotgun, and I still have it. It was my father's shotgun, and I do use it occasionally, only against animals, obviously, and or targets. And this was an animal. So finally one night he comes back, and I'm down there, and he runs away upstairs, and I go up on our deck and I found him, and he I tracked him to a tree, and he stood there in the tree, and this is where I understood that raccoons are wily. They're sneaky. They're smart on some levels.
Question: is this a gun story or a raccoon story?
Well, I guess it's both. So they're not. There are gaps in their understanding of the world. So he stood there on the tree 5 feet from me and hissed at me while I aimed him up with a shotgun, and that was his last moment.
Okay.
I'm not getting. By the way, I'm not getting emotional. That's just
all right.
phlegm. So,
Okay.
That is so awesome.
Okay.
It's
So
just a
let me
pleasant
help
story.
you out, Dr. Robert. When you tell a story that you insist on telling,
Yeah.
I hope there's some sort of punchline at the end. Maybe
Now,
re-edit
what
the
did you do with
story
the carcass?
where the raccoon was a reincarnation of your childhood bully or some sort of other thing that maybe makes the story humorous.
There was.
You know what? I'm gonna have to roll on this. That neither was a gun story, nor was it truly a raccoon story.
All right. Well, I'll try again at another time, but I think that's all.
And it definitely didn't raise a story that demanded to be told.
Well, we were talking guns, and I just wanted to close the loop, and I got to do my wife's pedicure in a minute, and I can't wait to do that. And if anybody,
we don't need to know about it. There's about five things I did this morning.
No, a pedicure. I mean, if nobody
There's five things that I did this morning that no one needs to hear how those.
Here, this is the record that's going to kill Waxed. I found this yesterday.
Well, I have that. I have those Sam Records reissue.
Do you? Do you have the 10-inch?
The Sam Records reissued it like 4 or 5 years ago.
This is a Dutch original 10-inch.
Well, that's very nice.
Yeah. I mean, and it is in very nice shape. And I've cleaned it. This was the find of the day yesterday.
Okay.
And so I'll show that. I've looked at several copies of it. That's the first one I bought. So, guys, great to see you.
That's it.
I wish you the best, Doc.
Well, I'll stick around. I can stick around.
Okay, let's get back into the thing here.
Oh, yeah.
This is my this photograph you took of me, Wax.
I don't know.
That's my reaction. Can you make that big?
I had such energy and a flow going, and now I don't have to bring myself back to being able to.
That picture, make it big for a second, Rob. Rob took this picture.
Make the doc big
Rob
again.
took this picture of me at Amoeba. That's my reaction to the doc's presentation right now.
All right. Well,
I don't think I run this stream.
I can only do what I can do.
I don't think I run the stream with an iron fist, but moving forward, no more gun stories nor raccoon stories. Elliot Cruz, I'm sorry. No raccoon stories.
So
could we have a gun story
Rob?
with
Rob?
Can I tell my gun story?
Well-
I'll make it fast. I shot a 50 caliber rifle at a shooting range. So there was a guy next to me with a 50 caliber rifle. I've got something called a mini or something. It wasn't mine. I don't know what it was. And we're target shooting, and I like target shooting. This thing's on a tripod. My gun is on a tripod, and it's on a cement table. And there's a beach towel over the table that kind of hangs off the end, and then the gun is on top of the towel. I'm getting ready to shoot my little mini, whatever it is. Guy next to me has the 50 caliber. He fires off a round, and the concussion from his round made the beach towel flip up over the muzzle of my gun. So that was a total fucking freak out for me. And then I said to him, "Can I shoot your gun?" And he let me do it. And I was like, "Who is this guy?" Of course, because I wanted him to be an asshole. And sure enough, he had a little tiny swastika on his gun case.
Okay.
But anyway, I got to shoot a 50 caliber fucking rifle.
Oh,
And
by
the
a Nazi.
concussion,
Hold on.
that's amazing.
Let's judge on how storytelling works. I told a story where I had a gun and my bitter rival was right next to me. Dr. Robert had a raccoon thing,
God.
and Jim, his enemy was a towel.
Yeah, I used to shoot clays.
No,
With a
these are
shotgun.
the very reasons. No more gun stories here.
Yeah.
No more.
Kimbo's right. Rob, get this thing back on track. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're in the theater. We're in the
Oh,
lobby.
wait.
of the theater.
Let's get back to it before I was rudely interrupted. We go to the theater. By the way, we're mingling outside before they let everyone in.
Mingling, yes.
Yeah, there was some mangling.
Mazzy, get Dr. Robert.
I'm
Eyes and ears open, mouth shut. Okay.
no, I'm muting.
All right. So, Matt, we're mingling, and Mazzy recognizes that Andrew Sandoval guy. Right, Mazzy?
Yeah. Well, I saw him inside, not in the front.
You saw him in the
In the lobby. In the lobby.
lobby.
Yeah. I thought
Right,
you
that's
meant
what I was
mingling
talking
out.
about. We're waiting.
Theater.
We're waiting in the lobby before we go into the theater.
Got it.
And you went up to him and you started chatting with him and having a nice
Yeah,
conversation.
we've exchanged some things virtually, and he actually said he recognized me. He saw my monkeys video. He's the guy that has done all the monkeys things with Rhino for 20 something years. He did the last three, Warner, the Run Out Groove, and then the Rhino, and he did the new one with Kevin Gray. He used to be in house at one point with Rhino. He did a lot during the CD era. He did a ton of box sets. He has a radio show or a Sirius show, one of those online shows of Welcome to the Sunshine, I guess, whatever it's called. It's a lot of sunshine pop music, and he's really into that stuff. Big Monkeys fan. He did the Kinks mono box. He curated that. All the Kinks reissue packages he's worked on. So he's got his fingers in a lot of that stuff. He actually managed the Monkeys in the last 15 years of the Monkeys as they dwindled down to now one person. So he produces those shows. Interesting guy. Very. He dresses like he's right out of the 60s too. Very, dapper and stuff. But a love of that music. And he had a big book out a couple years ago that he self-published, a big Monkeys book. I think it sold out. But so we talked about that, and he put together that there's a big Monkeys box set of CDs and Blu-rays, I guess, of the Capricorn Jones, that whole thing coming out imminently. So it was good. I always wanted to meet him because I like the stuff he's put together. I identify.
There's a
with.
Kinks book coming out. Have you heard of that, Mazzy?
He mentioned he's working on the Kinks book. I didn't know about it until he told me. So,
so Mazzy met some other Universal executive people. He connected with them. It was really like they know him. I mean, he met the one guy whose job it was in charge of setting these events up that Jim knows well. And he goes, "Yes, I watch your videos." It was so they know who he is.
Well, they
And,
know who collectively a lot of us are. They do
Yeah.
watch the video. Record companies
Yeah.
watch these videos because it's
well, wait. So they watch the videos and they value you as a person, and that's why Mazzy gets sent records, because he helps promote them. That's how it works, people. People that are upset that this happens,
This
they
is
see
a
the
brand new. This is a brand new thing that they just started doing in the 1980s.
yes.
So
I think they did.
60s.
They've always
Yeah.
done it.
yeah,
But
It just happened not to be YouTube in those old days. It was something
Mazzy,
else.
seriously,
yeah.
Mazzy, it took you whatever 5, 6, 7 years to build up your channel, correct?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
And it's only been within the last probably 3 years that a thing that record companies do historically throughout their existence. They saw that Mazzy
Actually,
was,
just 2 years. What's interesting, I used to get these emails from record companies and independent artists too, not,
Yeah.
independent labels, independent artists, and they would send me a link. They said, we'll send you a link to a stream of some new record. And I said, I try to say respectfully, I said, to be honest with you, I don't listen to streams, and my channel is about showing the physicality. And it's not like send me a record, fuck you or else.
well,
It's
but
just
I'm
that
not.
I can't really talk about a stream like showing an album for my channel.
Well,
At least.
but getting back to it, the people that are in charge of managing the physical media for the record companies understand the value of having people for free promote their product if
Yeah.
they send them a copy
Yeah, it costs them
to
20
review.
bucks to send them a record.
Well, but to review. So getting
Yeah.
back to without defending it, this was an event that people who follow social media know the term influencers well, and they get the opportunity to do much more luxurious things than we did that night.
And let me say this: I have some hotel and mileage points. They did not pay to put me up or fly me down or anything, and I
Right.
went for just overnight, basically, like a day and a half
On your own dime. You
on my
came
own
there
dime.
on your
I mean,
own dime.
I got the hotel. I got like it was $50
No, you don't
less.
have to,
for everything.
Mazzy. You get much more sympathy if you just say I went on my own
It
dime.
was my thing.
He went on his own dime. So we got into the event, and I think I was considerably the youngest person there that wasn't on the payroll of the university.
No, there was
Some
that
of the people
woman
that worked there.
There was that woman in our row on the end. That couple on the end.
Oh yeah, they
Yeah.
were both a couple of influencers or something.
All right. So, and then what they proceeded, the events I've been there have been strictly audio presentations. They do have an image on screen playing, but and to be fair, those events have been better presentations because the audio was so, they took advantage of the theater. But what this was about an hour of clips from 2 live concerts.
The
The main
one concerts in Manhattan, 1972.
Plus
and
a
I
little
did.
bit of the Zappa concert at the film.
Zappa
Well,
and on stage with John Yoko.
Okay, so there were mostly video presentations from these shows, and they've been redone,
Remixed.
both visually and audio. I will say the one-on-one show was remastered, both video and the sound was awesome. That probably took the best advantage of it. But I thought whatever they did to remaster it audio wise for Atmos, it really didn't work. They didn't take advantage of it, I think, or I don't even know if they had the audio in the tapes to take advantage of it. But it was the best it probably sounded and looked ever.
Yeah, it was phenomenal.
And they probably did about 4 or 5 songs. The audio was played with the visuals they were showing were of the original tapes. So, and all in all, I learned a lot of things last night. One thing I learned was that one-on-one concert was like the only full live concert John Lennon ever gave.
Yeah.
That seemed weird to me, but apparently that's all he ever did. So that was one thing I learned. After the presentation, they brought up a journalist who used to write for the LA Times and stuff. And then 3 people who had direct contact with John and Yoko. The one that was the most legit to me was the drummer, was
Jim Keltner.
Jim Keltner, who's a renowned person who talks about this. And he was a total rock dude who I think he's so well rehearsed with talking about this stuff. He kind of was very concise and smart about everything and gave good information. The other guy was that Elliot Mitz guy, who I don't know. I've heard his name, but he's a very well spoken, probably overly rehearsed dude, and he's one guy who read the room and knew how to speak at these Q&As. He got it. Like he would he said things to try and win the audience over, and I think he did a good job. And then the third guy I've never heard of, but apparently
I haven't either, and he was a friend of Yoko's before John in the art scene.
And they didn't do a good job. Well,
they didn't introduce the people very well.
Yeah, he didn't introduce the people well because the journalist gave really well long nonsense filled intros to them. Just they went on too long. But this third guy, I forget his name, he apparently was the lead chimp in the choreograph, the chimp stuff in 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Oh,
so he's also an actor.
The guy threw the bone in the air. Right. But
he's in that suit.
Here's what they didn't do a good job. Apparently, he was instrumental in the direction of that one-on-one show, like help setting it up.
It was a benefit,
camera crew and everything. This is him talking, but they still didn't really kind of say his role. But apparently he was friends with John and Yoko. He knew Yoko back in her Japan days. And he did a good job of explaining really this is what the event did for me. It kind of humanized Yoko and put her in context. That's what this event did.
It really kind of worked on her.
Yeah, I think maybe if someone is going to make a documentary just about her, the stuff I learned about her although I'm not a big fan of her screaming, there were several performances where she's just screaming.
So I told someone about it.
Yeah.
And they said, was Jim Keltner wearing sunglasses? And I said, yeah, he was.
He always does.
And this guy said he went to a hippie school and Jim Keltner's kid went to the school and he would carpool and he always wore sunglasses.
Yeah, he always does. Always. I never know what that. One thing just to add here, this was on October 9th. So this was on Sean's 50th birthday and John's 85th birthday. And it was the night before the release date. So that's why they did it for the release date of the box sets. And next year, the film will come out on Blu-ray. I don't know when, before his birthday. So within a year, it'll come out. And the film has been playing or is going to play limited runs in theaters. So that's the point of this whole thing. It's promoting this thing. But as Rob said, they actually talked a lot. And Rob, I think, learned some things about Yoko and her involvement in the Fluxus movement, avant-garde, and with Ornette Coleman on the first album and live in there was a show that guy produced or worked on where Ornette Coleman and Yoko played live. Was it at BAM maybe? I forgot where they played, but they talked about that a little bit. So, and they were upfront about how people, Yoko as an artist, a lot of people don't like her, and she came out of a different arena. She was very big in her smaller arena, and of course, when you match up with a Beatle who's more famous than anybody at the time, bigger than God or Jesus, depending on your point of view. Yoko, not the right person. People didn't like her for a lot of reasons,
And she came from a wealthy background and highly educated.
Her family lived in San Francisco too, but from Japan to San Francisco. Yeah, she went to Sarah Lawrence, same as Linda McCartney. Art, but did the whole early 1960s New York art scene. So it's interesting. It was a good night. I don't know. The questions were a little wonky, and Rob will end up talking about that one woman at the end.
Okay. Well, the one I've historically gone to a lot of Q&As, more about film, probably mostly all about film. And they do these Q&As to promote the films, mostly for award season. So at the end of the year in LA, it's so easy to go to free screenings where the directors and stars do Q&As to promote the movies for awards. And inevitably, they do a Q&A where they take questions from the audience, and always a stupid audience member ask a question that totally derails. It sucks the air out of the room. And this one woman, they were taking questions, and they were actually really good about, hey, you question. And the questions from the crowd were spurred discussion. They were good. But this one woman was like insistent for
In the
about
front
20
row.
minutes.
She was in the
leaving her
front
hand.
row.
They got to a point where Jim Keltner had talked about, well, someone had mentioned that John Lennon kind of went for a more raw sound. He didn't want it overproduced. He wasn't a big multiple takes guy. And Jim Keltner talked, yeah, that's true. He was about raw. Then that's when the woman's hand started and she didn't really even ask a question where she goes, well, it all started with Revolution number 9, right? It's like everyone in the whole audience was like, well, and she dug a hole, just tried to not clarify what she was.
She had something completely wrong. It was a bummer.
Well,
that was the last question allowed to be asked, by the way.
I thought that about 50% of the presentation was to get you to know more about Yoko and her contribution to John's post-Beatle career. And the more I learned and the more I know or whatever, it just made me feel like she should have stayed the fuck out of the studio.
Yeah. I mean, it didn't make me appreciate her music.
No.
But it kind of put her in a better context, because I knew she was an artist and blah blah blah, but the way the guy who knew her back before was kind of putting things,
her art over and over and over and over and over and over and over again didn't make his get bigger, in my opinion.
Right.
It kept it.
I mean, yeah. Look,
that was his choice.
Mazzy knows
whatever, but I'm just saying, different. He was pussy whipped.
Mazzy
totally in a different field.
I'm just saying, it's biology.
No, he was
sorry.
Mazzy knows more. Okay, Rob is talking, so you can obviously hear me talking. I'm trying to get a point out.
Please.
So Mazzy probably knows more than me, but as a little kid,
probably.
I only the last music that John Lennon, I guess, made was released after he was assassinated. But that 5-year period of time, I don't know how involved she was, but on like Fantasy, and like, was it Double Fantasy was another record after it?
No, Double Fantasy was his comeback record. John and Yoko's comeback. He took 5 years off. He took 5 years off to be a house husband, raise his son, all that stuff, and then he comes back with Jack Douglas producing, and John and Yoko do that kind of back and forth record. And they were already.
How much of her is on that record?
Half of it. Every other song, and the thing is, whatever people say, I love Beautiful Boy and it's a great record. But John's songs were very kind of Beatlesque or retro, like
but they were pop. I mean, pop.
But Yoko's songs were more current and forward looking, like what became post-punk and, B-52s and all that stuff.
The thing of it is, though, is that if we were alone driving in a car and she was talking, just the sound of her voice, man.
Yeah.
Well, you're
sorry.
I like her stuff. I mean, I always have.
I don't want to stretch that much to where I get it now.
I like it. I like it. I mean, so listen, I do got to get off. So I'll give a couple of John Lennon vignettes.
You shot him?
Since my gun story was apparently
not John Lennon?
Not all that well received. No, I mean, so the two things are, number one, I remember reading his first encounter with Yoko was at one of her, a show of her art. And there was a
Right.
piece that you had to walk upstairs and then look through like a telescope. And then what you found at the end was the word yes, right?
Right.
So for him, that was like this sort of, well, I won't say transformative, but certainly a very positive moment that he loved. And that's kind of when he met her and maybe fell in love with her. The other story is it's been just a little since 55 years since he's been assassinated, or 45 years, I guess. And by the way, I really was enjoying you guys' story, and I just so wish I could have been there with you. I am certain it was a great night, great event.
We couldn't get +2 though. Sorry.
I know. Well, and I couldn't be there, but I remember Monday Night Football, Howard Cosell, and Ken Kesey told this story on David Letterman too, which made me remember it even more. But you're watching Monday Night Football, and suddenly Howard Cosell says, well, we've got to remember it's just a football game. And he doesn't explain that. And then a few moments later, he announces that John Lennon has been assassinated.
Yeah.
That was how it became public. Howard Cosell was the first, I think, to make it public pre-internet. So I remember seeing that. And I think it's one of those moments all of us remember when we first heard it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So okay, so we go in the lobby.
Does that make up for my
yes,
not really.
We've read those books too.
Okay, I'm just trying. I'm trying
Very
my best.
good.
I'm gonna go. Great to see you guys.
Make sure you have the right size clipper and take your time.
I don't know.
We got we got the goods. So
good.
Ciao. Oh, hey, I do want to say congratulations to Todd and I want to
the archivist
and the archivist. Yeah, congratulations.
They're engaged.
Yeah, they're engaged. So congratulations.
People have asked me, am I giving away the bride? No, her father's alive, and her stepfather. So it wouldn't be me.
All right. Well,
who asked that?
Believe me, a few people have, just kind of jokingly, obviously, but yeah.
Well, I hope to be there for their wedding. So congratulations to them.
Yeah, they don't have a date or anything. So.
I know, but
you might be my +1. I don't know. I
don't hope to be there, Mazzy, because I don't think anybody would. I don't think I'll be invited for any other reason that I've met them, but I don't really know.
Knowing them, they might just have a small little thing somewhere. I
know. I don't mean to self-invite, but I would, if invited, I will attend. So,
all right.
At any rate, ciao, guys.
Yes.
Okay. Here's some news. Apparently, but it doesn't make sense. For the first 15 years of Record Collector News existence, the Library of Congress subscribed. So you could go to the Library of Congress and there'd be a copy of Record Collector News in there, I guess. And then I don't know, they stopped. So now they're back. They just paid for a subscription again.
Wow.
Isn't that interesting?
Yes. So anyway, after the event, there's a few people were hanging out in the lobby chatting, and we talked to another guy from Universal who came up, and it's so funny. Someone said, "Oh, well, Rob's friend Brad from Omnivore was there, and I met him that evening. Great guy, and we hung out. We talked about the business and with Joey and Rob and Jim and someone introduced me to the Universal guy. Said this guy has a YouTube channel, and I can't remember. Someone said you should, and the other Universal guy was telling me he would send me some stuff. He told me what they're doing. Universal is doing their, and I don't know all the details yet. And I don't think
it's trying to get those Universal guys up here.
Well, yeah, I don't think it's a big secret. They're going to do their version of all analog, like the Rhino hi-fis and whatever. Not just the jazz stuff they do. The Verve stuff they're doing, and then I guess they're going to do some kind of rock stuff.
They're moving all that stuff in house.
Yeah, so I have no idea what the deal is. It won't be with Chad. It won't be with anyone else. So these labels are seeing the value of having small divisions in house. And this other guy, And I didn't ask. I don't ask people for promos or put me. And someone introduced me to this other Universal guy, and he goes, he says, I don't know. I think Rob was there. Maybe he wasn't. He goes, yeah, we only, send out things to so many people. How many subscribers do you have? Or something like that. How's your audience? And I said, well, I'm not big like Rick Beato or that type of thing, but I guess with the vinyl thing, I have a lot of subscribers, and I told him. So I don't know what his angle was.
What is cut off?
But that was it. And then so we go out and we decide to go to Musso's and Frank, and Jim says, I'm sorry, it's bedtime. It's past my bedtime. I have to drive to the pig farm across town. Yeah, it's 9 o'clock at night on Hollywood Boulevard. So Rob and Brad and Joey and I walk to Musso's and Frank's, and they say it's going to be about a half hour or a table.
No, it was longer than that.
Well, it was just before 9 and 9:30. So about, okay. But when they say that, usually it's less. So we walk to the bar, and the bar is full. There's one empty stool at the bar, and Rob and Brad decide they don't want to wait. So they left, and Joey sat down and ordered, he's into wine. He ordered a really nice bottle of wine, and we were going to sit at the bar, wait for a table. And then the woman next to us at the bench left. So we had 2 seats at the bar. We decided just to eat at the bar. And someone said, who paid for it? Joey paid for a nice bottle of wine, and I paid for the food. So, and I don't know how much the wine was, but my guess, it was a nice bottle of wine. So it hopefully was a wash. No, it's not that. I don't know. It depends what you order. It's not $300 for dinner at Musso's. Jesus, no.
Well, no, I mean, look, it's a steakhouse.
Part of it is.
And I would say, as far as steakhouses go, it's in the mid.
Yeah. It's not primarily a steakhouse, but
it's not like it's not the cheapest meal you ever eat. And
it used to be open for lunch. We would go there and drink at lunch.
Things get more expensive, but it's a nice place. It's a place.
We didn't spend anywhere near $300.
Yeah, but
a lot of history.
It's a place Mazzy likes. Me and Brad left because we had to get our cars from the parking lot. Was going to close eventually, and it was getting too late for me.
It's an old Hollywood vibe. If you see,
and I'm not a huge drinker.
Is Swingers? Didn't they film Swingers there?
No,
I
maybe.
think that the Dresden Room was
not a Musso and Frank's. There was
the Dresden Room was
the Dresden.
Yeah, the Dresden. But there are a lot of movies have been. Oh, if you watch Bosch,
the
TV show Bosch, they're in Musso's and Frank's a lot.
Well, yeah, and so okay, I'm not finished yet with the Mazzy.
Yeah, there's pastas and things like that.
So we left Mazzy and Joey, and they had their thing, and it ended. The next day, I was meeting Mazzy to pick him up and take him around, and then drop him off at the airport. So I picked up Mazzy, said bye to Joey. He was off to hang out with his daughter, who lives here. And I took Mazzy to meet Jim at Cantor's, which is a very famous Jewish deli here in LA. And we met there for lunch, and we had a nice lunch. And Mazzy took pictures. And after we had lunch, I took Mazzy down to one of Joey's favorite record store in LA. Is called Boogie Maru. It's a record store that primarily sells Japanese pressings of all types of music.
That place is great.
Mazzy wasn't here to buy a record. He didn't want to buy records, but he actually bought a record.
I bought this because this is one of my favorite albums. This came out. I think I have my first copy. I don't have that copy anymore, unfortunately. On CD, it's a different cover. It's a black cover. It says Oro, meaning gold. They sing all their hits in Spanish. This is a Japanese 80s copy on red vinyl, and it sounds really, really good. But I'm a big ABBA fan anyway, and hearing all these songs sung in Spanish, I guess phonetically they learned the vocals and just dubbed over the other ones. So we went there, and then Rob, back to you.
So we went first to the Honey Hole. I don't tell people the name of the store, but if you come visit LA, I'll take you there.
Good store. A lot of stuff in shrink.
Yeah, I took Mazzy there. So Mazzy was adamant through this whole trip, I'm not here to buy records. And Mazzy fell under the spell of this record store. because everyone I take there finds good records. And
It's
Mazzy
reasonably priced, and I got a sealed. I think I'm going to sell it in my next auction. A sealed Mike McGear album, the McGear that it's basically a Wings album for $10.
Is that the guy that puts my paper in a drawer?
Yes.
Fucking ass.
You have a love-hate relationship like you do with most people. So, and I found stuff, but I called someone who lived, that's their record store. I called them. They were free. It was Delphina, and she came and met Mazzy.
Oh yeah.
And we hung out.
I
We
met
hung out.
Delphina. Hello, Delphina. It was a pleasure to meet you if you're watching.
No, she's
and we got coffee, and we had a good visit. And then everything just naturally timed out perfectly. And then I went to the airport, heard Mazzy was flying out. So there was no traffic. It was easy to get in. Tell him to get the fuck out of my car, and I drove away.
My flight was 45 minutes late taking off.
Okay. Were you sitting on the plane?
No.
Okay.
But we made up half of that time. So I was only like 15, 20 minutes late landing.
But it was a good visit. It's sort of those visits that are perfect. A day extra, Mazzy would have worn out his welcome. But
2 nights, I should have stayed at least 2 nights. It just didn't work out this time. One night is a long trip. 2.5 hours to get there, 2 hours to get home in terms of flying.
So, yeah.
So here's the thing. Can I make it just a little comment? I don't want to be made big, but in person, Mazzy's just the nicest fucking guy in the world. It's
not
impossible, you know, how he comes off as nice in reality, he's genuinely a really nice guy. So it's impossible to hate him in reality. So.
And Rob's not an asshole in person either. Although he has, I was sitting in the front seat of his car. He has lead foot in that car, man. I thought we were like running red lights.
I've got an impression of Mazzy. Mazzy's not a backseat driver, only because he wasn't sitting in the backseat.
You know that scene in Annie Hall when Christopher Walken's driving and they pan across to Diane Keaton in the middle and Woody Allen like this in the rain? That's how I was with Rob.
Those cars are fast.
They are fast.
It's a good car.
In spite of the fact that he likes ABBA, you cannot not really.
I love ABBA. Hey, I want to say, and I'm sorry, I got a lot of people like when you do these trips and we post stuff on Instagram, whatever, people know you're in town. And I have some close friends, nothing to do with vinyl, that said, "Oh, you're in town, let's get together." It was one night and it was for a specific thing. So I had to get back to people, and even some vinyl people said, "Hey, I want to come to the record thing." And it wasn't a full meetup like we had earlier this year. So, it just wasn't meant to be.
Well, I mean, here's how I know where I stand in this vinyl community. We're all in Safari, and what my favorite thing to do in Safari is find the records I want. They have a little sofa in the back. Go sit there and just go through and look at.
They need to take that shit off the sofa, though. There's like stacks of records.
Yeah, but sometimes they clean it up. Sometimes they don't.
Well, tell them to fix that.
But so Dylan comes in. And he starts meeting everyone. Then he points at me. He goes, "Oh, you're here." That's what
a lot of times you see people that visually, but
he knew that he knew me from somewhere, but he didn't know where.
Yeah.
Hey,
Dylan's a nice guy, real nice guy, but he's so busy, and he's always, it's his business.
Here's my sense of Dylan, because I've met him twice now, and then we hung out. We actually went to coffee too. I didn't talk about that. We chatted for a good amount of time. I think Dylan, he's way younger than you think he is, first of all.
Yeah.
But I get the sense that Dylan enjoys what he's doing, but he really isn't prepared for the type of fame he's elevated to. So being recognized, I don't think he's really taken to that. I said this to him, but he handles it great. He's a great, nice guy. But
real sweet guy.
I don't think he's like Mazzy, who's very comfortable with people coming up to him.
He doesn't understand fame like I do.
Yes.
No.
Well, the level of fame that you achieve by doing this.
He's a really nice guy, and he built a business. All the power to him, and
Well, here's one thing I said to him, and he agrees. Because he started reissuing these rare rock psych records, and I said to him, "What's your next record?" Because really, people don't know about these records till you talk about them and you build them up to being these things. And but he said he did have a record that will be the next one. So I don't think he said what it was. And if he did, I don't remember. So he said there's another one. So we'll see. But, and I got to hold that record and I made some stupid, videos of it. That fraction record, and but I have some records I found the last couple of days, hanging out with Mazzy and.
I know we didn't show that. Wait, Rob.
He's ruining this.
They should have given us at least a fucking CD, but they gave us a tote bag.
Yeah.
A John and Yoko tote bag.
Yes,
With
some postcards.
With basically postcards and
a note from Sean Lennon.
Yeah, well, the note is the exact same thing I got with the promo record when they sent it to me. But
Right.
They could have put the double CD in here to give to that audience.
Yeah, cheap bastards.
Yeah, right. But they gave these cards away.
Or they should have. Hey, look under your seat. Maybe you won something. That kind of thing.
Well, actually, if you go anywhere with Jim, he always looks under the seat.
Back in 1988, I won something, so I always look.
I mean, I've won stuff. Okay, so I have records that I also got some Gravy Train records, but I get the Gravy Train records because I put stuff in the Record Collector News, and then I show them on my channel. All right, I found this record, this Howling Wolf's new album. He doesn't like it. And I read about this. He hated this record. So basically what this is a psych sort of band, Rotary Connection. Do you know them, Mazzy?
Yeah. Minnie Riperton was in the original.
Minnie in Phil Upshaw.
Phil Upchurch.
Upchurch. Sorry. But they...
Not Upchuck.
They... okay. I sent this to Kimbo, and he doesn't consider this a psych record.
I don't either.
Well, they're playing his songs to psych music.
Well, it's rock and roll, but bluesy rock. Yeah.
Well, they have the fuzzy guitar and all that stuff.
Is that an original?
This is an original.
Nice, yeah.
And
I like that record.
I was gonna probably sell it, but I like it. It's
a good record. It's a good record.
Yeah. So,
that sold a lot of copies. Putting that
apparently,
it's on the cover.
Basically there's the Electric Mud with Muddy Waters. Is the same band backing him up. Yeah. It has a similar cover. This is good.
With Phil Upchuck.
So here's some records I'm allowed to show from the craft reissues that they're doing. So I got the 2 next Bluesville records. Did you get yours yet, Mazzy?
They're tomorrow.
So
that's an excellent record.
Yeah, this is the they did a good job. These are Chad's he was hired by Kraft to do these, right? This Terry Collier I've listened to before. I have some of his records, New Folk Sound. This is very good, very well done. This one, Matt Luthen's remastered,
like country blues-ish.
Yeah, great tip-on jacket and all that stuff, but it sounds really good. And it's like mostly just him and guitar. So the kind of a ripe recording to sound really good. And it does. I have not listened to this one yet because they just came yesterday. These 2 came yesterday. Is this Pink Anderson, Volume 1?
I have the original OJC of that. It's an excellent record.
Yeah, it's not an OJC. It's an OBC, Original Blues Class.
And that's what I meant. And for you psychedelic freaks out there, Pink Anderson is where Pink Floyd got the pink for their name. They took it from Pink Anderson.
So I'll listen to this. I've seen this record many times. I mean, it's not hard to find, right? Especially the OBC version of it. So I'll listen to that. And then I got some original jazz classics. I got some others I cannot show, embargoed, but this one is the Yusef Lateef Jazz Mode, and I have this is their first Savoy reissue, so they dipped into the Savoys. I can tell you, I have several original Savoys. Those things sound awesome. They're really well recorded. They sound really good. So this one was done by Kevin Gray, and this is awesome. This is definitely worth picking up. Plus, if you found an original of this one, it's a lot of money. But they do a good job of replicating it. And these are the OJCs, not done by Chad, and these are pressed at RTI. I do like their new rice paper sleeve that they did. Really good. So this is awesome.
I love that cover. Yeah.
Okay, but this is a must buy. It was a must buy before they reissued it. This Sonny's Dream, Sonny Chris Orchestra. I think it was only pressed 3 times, at least US pressings. I have one of them. This thing blows that one away. It's a great sounding record anyway. This thing is so much better than that.
I love that Rob is taking the grift stench off of me and bring it into
put it on me. Well, I mean, there's stuff in the Record Collector News that's paid off.
Yeah. Now you got to write about this shit.
So, look, I don't write full reviews. I kind of do Boomer Scalper type of riffs on their press releases.
No.
So, but I say this is already out. You can get this, and it's cheap. It's not expensive. This is really good. This is like a must listen to. It's like Horace Tapscott is really the guy behind all this, and it's sort of a big band, but kind of avant-garde in the style of like Mingus. It is so good, and this version sounds way better than at least the original one I have, a second or third pressing. So I recommend getting this one. So there you go, people. And I have way too many records, Jose. I don't count. There's some there. There's some there.
I have less than 2,000.
I've been cleaning. By the way, everyone, I have an auction on Saturday. I put up some videos, and I'll do a preview video on Thursday. Great auction. Lots of non-jazz and jazz.
Okay. I got a news announcement, a release announcement. 9 years ago, 2016, there was a Record Store Day 3LP set, an excellent 3LP set, QRP, of this Doors. Okay. This is live at the Aquarius Theater, the first performance. And this is a 3-record set. Okay. So this has been out of print since 2019. I just got a press release that Analog Productions captures. And anyway, this is coming out, and it says, 2,000 limited number of copies out November 21st. He says it's it's a 2016 mix. Okay, so it's the same exactly. Anyway, if you're a Doors fan, you don't have this. This is excellent. So this is being reissued, not Record Store Day, 2,000 copies. This was numbered. Okay, this was 8,500 copies 9 years ago, and I'm number 8105, so I'm on the tail end there. But this is a great. If you're a Doors live person,
so who's putting that out? Well,
it says Analog Productions, but obviously the press release came from. It's part of Warner's, because Warner's and Rhino own this stuff, but it's not a Rhino issue. It is a.
Is it a situation where they're hiring Chad to put that out, or Chad's putting?
No, I think Chad's doing it again. He's repressing it. This is not a Rhino branded, although I think it says. It says manufactured, distributed by Rhino Company this time. So I don't know if it's exactly the same. Anyway, it's really a repress. Yeah, we know Jim died in 71.
Are they numbering it?
Well, I don't know. I don't know. It says 2000. It didn't say numbered, I don't think.
And also, Chad announced they're putting out another version of Kind of Blue with the speed correction.
It was
So
recorded.
whatever.
It was recorded in 1969 at the Aquarius Theater in Hollywood. Where was the Aquarius Theater, Jim? Do you know?
It's on Hollywood Boulevard, I think.
Okay, so it's probably a porno.
There was a
theater.
shitload of theaters in. Might have been.
And the original one was.
Oh! I know where it was. It was where the. It was there on Sunset where the other studio is now. It was. They do like live shit there now. It's a big studio though. Can I show what I picked up? No. Here. I picked this up. I've never seen. I bought this. This is just a hype sticker.
Oh.
So this is Garcia's first solo album. It's got this hype sticker on it.
It's a good record. That's his best record, I think.
Covering the, covering the torso, and it's. I've never seen this hype sticker though. Never, ever.
I've seen it somewhere, but not on a record. That's weird. That I've seen that
covering the torso part, but anyway, that's it for me.
Is that a green label?
Yep, it's green label. I had to clean the shit out of it because there was shit in it. Thank you, Jose. So yeah, that was a fun record to pick up. Other than that, I've just been playing with my stereo equipment, and man, it's sounding good. Winnie is in the rain, man. She's wet.
At that secret store, not to be mentioned, I don't even know the name of it either, so I don't remember the name of it. I picked up this, and this is just a personal favorite because this is tentative description of a dinner to promote the impeachment.
Oh, you're not setting it up properly, Mazzy.
Okay.
I pulled that out and said, "Do you know this record?"
Yeah. Okay. Rob pulled it out and said, "Do you know this record?" It's Lawrence Ferlinghetti, who started and owned City Lights Books in San Francisco, part of the beat poetry thing, published Ginsberg's Howl. And I used to chat with him, and my buddies and I, he used to, at the Cafe Puccini up the block, or Cafe Trieste, he'd be there all the time. And he just died. He's 100 years old, about 2 years ago, maybe. And this is a poetry album on Fantasy. And this is probably in the early 60s. It's not red vinyl, but this is a reissue. It's a 70s issue of it. And I just got it because it says impeachment of president. So I'm going to cross this out.
Oh, God.
No, I'll leave it. Anyway. Poetry. Beat poetry.
Hey, Jim ran away. Yeah, there's something that's I'm gonna be doing at the end of this month that I'm not gonna talk about now until it happens, but it'll be kind of cool. In another 2 weeks, that someone's coming to town. I'm gonna hang out with them, but we're going on an adventure, I think. If you go, Omnivore had a 40% off sale this past weekend. I don't know if it's still going on, but they put out a bunch of new writers of the Purple Sage records you can get.
Okay.
And also I talked about those Francois Hardy records. They have a box that's like over 300. That was 40% off. And that box also has about 3 things you can't get. They're not issuing outside of the box. Most of the records they're going to put out individually, but I've been listening to them. They're quite well done. So
anyway, after all that description about LA, I want to thank Rob and Jim for being really wonderful hosts. And Jim's absolutely right. In person, it's a different dimension, obviously, than all the bullshit you watch here. It was really nice, and it was a joy hanging out with all these people that we've known before. And I hopefully next I'm getting all choked up. Next spring I'll maybe come for 4 or 5 days so I have time.
I'll warn the authorities.
Yes.
What are you talking about? If you go to Omnivore's site, they only have one Francois Hardy box. in that box is like 8 different things, plus like a DVD of performances.
So
The Blu-ray or DVD is the only thing is you can't get that outside the box.
it's a $300 box, but you said
Yeah,
it's on sale.
there's a record of remixes. I think that's not available, and there might be another box of like live or hit or another record of hits. That's not outside, but there's about 7. I think there's 11 discs in the box, maybe more, and then but most of the stuff will be out available. I have 5. Apparently, there are 3 more that are coming out.
Omnivore is putting them out, and
Yeah, they're doing it in conjunction with Sony France.
yeah, 10 years ago.
It's all her Vogue.
Yeah, 10
Vogue
years ago,
recordings.
Light in the Attic put some of them out.
Yeah, it's all her Vogue recordings. So it's not all the stuff she's ever.
You know, Frank, there's no one place. You can't walk around LA. I mean, where I stayed, I had points, but it's not probably a cheap hotel. Hollywood, but you
no,
can't. I don't
Hollywood. I mean, there are other record stores, but really in Hollywood, it's Amoeba.
No, but I don't think there's any one place to stay without a car to go. Yeah,
or I mean, we do have fairly okay
Burbank. If you want to go to Burbank, you can get to anywhere from
Burbank. But you can't walk to all the places around Burbank. You need a car.
No, you can't walk anywhere in Los Angeles.
Jose, what do you need to know? Did I miss? What does Jose need to know?
Apparently, he wants you to come and smack his bottom. I don't know
what he's asking.
I need to know.
Okay, here's one thing you guys need to understand. There are a lot of people commenting. So for you to say, answer my question, means we missed your question. And am I really going to go through all the... Jose, type what you want Mazzy to think. I'll keep my eye on it.
Do I think Pam Bondi is hot? No, I don't actually.
Who? Bondi?
Why? No, seriously, why do you need to know that?
I don't.
You know what? I think any woman who comes up to Mazzy and says hello, he thinks.
I used to think Christy Nome was, but not anymore. She lost too much weight.
I really don't think she's hot.
Okay.
You know, okay, wait a second.
No, we're not
physical beauty is important, but you need the depth of someone, and I don't see it there. So it's like this.
Okay, people are ugly.
No. You don't really need depth.
All right, can I explain LA to everyone? And this will help you. Here's LA in a nutshell. LA is a city, but it is not the only city in Southern California. I live in Santa Monica. It's a city, different city than LA. Here's how LA works. LA are all these places. People generally stay around where they live, and the places have everything you need. Like technically, I can walk to every place you would ever need in your life here in Santa Monica. You could do that in Pasadena, and they all have like a kind of a public area where there's shops and restaurants. There's Old Town Pasadena. There's
even Granada Hills has a little whatever
out in the valley. Glendale, Encino, and people just stay in their own little place. That's what they do here in LA.
But if you go to LA,
you could get anywhere in 20 minutes. Now you can't
half
get
hour
anywhere.
To an hour, half hour to 45 minutes to get around LA for each
anywhere.
You know, when I go to LA, except for one day, this particular thing, it was for one thing. I usually rent a car, or when I lived in San Francisco, I'd always drive. So I'd have my car. Now with hotels, unfortunately, and it's most hotels, it's going to cost you a good $75 extra just to park your car at night. And to park it, good luck. You know, I know LA, so I can drive and park, and I know the city pretty well. And obviously with maps, I can get around.
Yes, that's why you needed me to drive them around.
Well, because we were just there for a day. No,
I can tell you this. If you're going to come visit LA, I say get a car, because here's what people do. They think LA is the only place to go to. You should go to the Strand, which is Manhattan Beach, Redondo, and Hermosa. It's like a 5-mile stretch of beach with those 3 cities. You should go down to Orange County, to Huntington Beach. You should go to Orange. There's so many other places to visit in LA than just LA shit.
Yeah, there are certain cities you don't need a car. You don't need a car in Seattle.
I promise. Downtown LA is not a war zone. And here's one thing people don't know about downtown LA. After 5 or 6 o'clock, there's no reason to be down there. Not because it's violent. There's just nothing going on down there. Maybe if the Lakers are playing, or there's a
There
hockey
are
game
some people
or a
living
concert.
there, but not a
No,
lot.
there's residential. It's very residential. People live in buildings and apartments. There's great restaurants in downtown LA, but it's not like a nightlife. People, LA's not a nightlife town. There are clubs and places, but it's not nightlife.
Yeah, I'd say out of all the cities, LA, one, you have a car. It's nice to have a car. If you're not used to driving, forget it because it's a challenge.
Long Beach is a good place to go to.
Yeah.
Long Beach.
So there's a street, Figueroa, goes from.
You don't need a car in Chicago or New York or San Francisco or.
Well, I mean,
Seattle or
technically,
Portland.
you can get around most of LA by public transportation. It just
No,
takes
you
a long
can't.
time.
By the time you pay to rent a car for a few days, you can take a few Lyfts or Ubers to supplement public transit.
No, there's a few record stores in downtown LA, but they're better restaurants. You know, there's a lot of the old movie palaces that they do a tour, I think once or twice a week, where you can go inside and look at them. They're still there. They're just not fully operational.
So
Jeff
Figueroa,
Myers.
60 miles, one street, all the way from San Pedro up to Eagle Rock. I think it's one street. It's about 50 miles long. That's LA. It's just gigantic.
So, Rob, you haven't brought up reel-to-reel tapes.
Because I don't have experience with reel-to-reel.
No, I'm just,
There was an event last week, but we went to the Lennon.
There was a reel-to-reel event the same night, and someone asked earlier. Yes, there was an equal night 2 nights prior in New York. There was a preview of Power to the People, and Sean showed up. Those of you who watch Mr.
Mayo was there.
Yeah, apparently there was one in London as well. I don't know what night that was. So they're doing these things. It's PR. Like Jim and Wax went to a similar thing for a Zappa release. That's what record companies do. They promote releases. They get the press.
Sorry, that's a banana, Jose.
They're press invitation things, and reviewers, retailers, things like that are invited to these things. So.
Now, I screwed up on the gravy train shit. I really did about a number of years ago. They used to send me this stuff and I would never write about it. And years ago, I said, don't send it to me, send it to my editors. And I haven't seen a fucking thing since.
We should send it to you and you could forward it to the editors you want to write about it. Yeah.
I should have kept my mouth shut.
Well, how many papers do you print each issue? Is that public?
13,000, 15,000, something like that.
Okay.
As many as I can dump. So that's a lot, 15,000 plus it gets read by more than one person theoretically.
I eat 15,000 for breakfast, Jim.
Hey,
yeah.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Anyone who gets anything from the auction gets a copy of the Record Collector News.
Mine's a little bit more physical than just, click, oh, that's one, click, oh, that's
yes,
two.
You're right.
But, whatever. People walk, there is no more print. So this is what they have to do is you guys. That's all that's left. There's no print, period. I'm almost the only thing on the floor at the goddamn record stores.
Really?
Yeah, it's fucked
One
up.
other announcement. Those of you in the Seattle area, Pacific Northwest, this Sunday is the Seattle Record Show, the big Northwest Record Show at the Armory at Seattle Center. Mark and Elise they used to have a channel called Vinyl Crush. They stay up here because they do a couple of tables. They stay here Saturday and Sunday from Portland. They're getting out of their war-torn city to come to another war-torn city. And so if anyone is open to go, we're all going to the Seattle show on Sunday.
And then next month, there's Lake City, November 15th.
There you go. There's a lot of your records. Apparently last week I didn't go, but Marty had a successful day in Portland. There was a record show there. No one got hurt.
There were some big fat frogs running around, though.
Yeah, did you see that? All those.
I want one of those. I'm getting out there Saturday. Woo! I hate
What?
America. I hate America. I told you
Right.
I got the
Isn't that ridiculous?
I'm hooked up with the Antifa merch store, online merch store from it.
Mhm.
Pretty cool. So
What's happening Saturday?
Hey, Fluffy, I think, people always forget. Actually, know who said it best, I think, is Mike at the In Groove. He did a video on Record Store Day. Black Friday is sort of a branded record store day, but it's not proper records. It's always like 20% of the titles that you get on in April. And there's some good stuff there. I don't know about being excited. I think there's about 10 great things. And to me, that's plenty. Maybe 20. I think in my video, I showed 20 that my picks, but not that I'm going to get them all. But there's good stuff there. There's a lot of crap like every year. But I think there's some good stuff there.
Record store day, call it whatever you want, but it helps record stores. They do millions and millions of dollars worth of sales every year. It's their biggest day of the year. April is the biggest, but this one is no slouch, and they need it. It's good.
Yeah.
Go in, you buy whatever record store day thing, get a couple of used records.
And we've talked about it. The best part of it is, again, like a VC meetup. It's hanging out with people.
Yeah, hanging out in line, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I trade advertisers for access to their record store day material the night before. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, now I'm trying to figure out what
never do
I'm
that.
doing that weekend.
Are you in town or are you out of town?
For Record Store Day, I might go back for Thanksgiving. So I'm probably
Right,
going to go back and visit my family. So I'm probably not going to be here in town. So, okay, a bunch of stuff is happening that last weekend in LA. So there is that Hollywood
Oh yeah, the
record
Hollywood
show.
Record Show.
That's on the 30th and the 1st. So also I have a busy weekend. I think Eddie Perez is coming to town. And then I have something else I'm doing. I'm going out of town for a couple days, I think on Sunday and Monday. So.
Is that guy, that big record show you had a couple months ago, is that guy doing it again next year, do you think?
He's doing
Hope
it.
so.
Probably. It was successful. He's doing it I think it's next weekend in Baltimore.
Oh.
Final Con in Baltimore.
Well, maybe if I can plan it ahead of time, I'll come during that in LA.
Well, Mazzy, I have a question for you. Isn't a radio station do a record show up in San Francisco?
KUSF has the Rock and Swap. Yeah.
When is that?
I think it's twice a year, but I don't even know.
I got it. I think
Flamingo.
it's in March or something.
Yeah, I went up there last time and we all met.
Would you want to go to that, Jim, or no?
That's a good show, actually.
It's okay. It's okay.
It's just that San Francisco sucks.
No, it
There's
doesn't.
no.
What do you mean it sucks?
It sucks for getting around and driving and visiting.
No, it does. But if you're going to visit for one day, we could park the
car. If you know how to drive and park, and worst case scenario, you could take a Waymo. You can take the robot.
Yeah. You could take a Waymo with a couple of stacks of papers, bundles of papers, load them into the Waymo. Wait here, Waymo.
You're taking papers. I have no problem driving in San Francisco because I know where to park and where to drive, and I know the shortcuts, and so I like driving around the city.
To visit my son, to go out.
Okay, the next one,
but the fucking work there, forget it, man.
The next one's in April.
Okay.
KUSF.
Yes, I would like to go to that.
Well, remind me, depending on scheduling and things, maybe.
KUSF is a great place for LA dealers.
You can drive like Steve McQueen, but when he turns a corner in Bullitt, literally he's across town. He goes from Russian Hill and Nob Hill all the way to kind of Army Street or Cesar Chavez and that area.
I once tried to distribute the papers in San Francisco. Well, a couple of times I went up there, and god damn, that was tough. One time I wound up, in order to get to a record store, I drove up a bike path.
Here, okay. If we can arrange this, here's what we do.
No, I've never been to FMU.
If we can arrange San Francisco, unfortunately, I might be able to stay with someone in Mill Valley. I can't host you at that place. But if I stay there, if you can figure out where you guys can all stay, I'll drive down and I'll just pick you up. I'll do what Rob does in LA and I'll drive you around because I know where to go. We have to go out to Tunnel Records. We have to go to Originals. We have to go. There's a lot of good record stores there. Now, they would be pricier than other places. Okay, you don't have to go.
I don't think there's a lot of good record stores.
I mean, not like LA or not like Portland. But
Well,
yeah,
hold on.
Good record
If we
stores.
go up for 2 days, there's enough record stores.
Yeah, one day of
Especially
record
for going
stores.
to a record show.
Yeah, there, like I would say 2 nights is probably plenty, for you guys.
Hey, all you big hand fetish people, I have big hands. I'm sorry to tell you.
If we could work this out, I'd love showing people around San Francisco.
I'm sure it will be quite annoying. The one place I don't want to go is the Tenderloin.
Oh, there's some good bars in the Tenderloin.
No Tenderloin for me.
Yeah, I'm not sure if there's any.
I mean, I've been to San Francisco a ton of times.
Yeah,
it's not like a city I've never been to.
But not with a true
If
San
I'm
Francisco.
going up there, I would like to go up there for a reason, and this record show is a good reason.
Okay. Yeah, it's an okay record. I don't think it's a fantastic record. Ask PB Thal what he thought.
If it's a record show, it's got to be better than. It's probably better than the Hollywood record show.
I don't know.
Well-
I haven't seen that one.
KUSF is a great place to sell.
It's not a good place to buy.
Well,
I mean, if it's a good place to sell, that means it's a good place to buy
the
because
the
it means the sellers can sell their records.
it's a
You
good
know-
place to sell for LA dealers.
And I can give you the tour to the Jefferson Airplane Mansion, to the Grateful Dead house, to where Janis Joplin lived on Page Street. We have to go through Golden Gate Park, although they've limited traffic there. The
You can
Cliff House.
almost walk San Francisco. You can almost walk it.
Well, if you're in good shape, even with the hills, there are places to walk. But
Yeah.
there's great, North Beach. There's a couple record stores in North Beach that are okay, not great.
Hey,
But
Fluffy,
we have to go to North Beach. You have to get.
Fluffy, it's at-
We have to
it's at the-
go to get good coffee in North Beach.
Hey, it's at the Burbank Marriott on the 31st and the 1st, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
At the
I
airport.
would do that.
Friday night and Saturday. Friday night's the night to go.
Yeah. We're going to
Yeah.
go. Hey, Eddie, I hope your show's not on Friday night, but we're going to the record show on Friday.
LA dealers tell me that they do quite well up in San Francisco. I'm not supposed to.
I
let
can
everyone
only
know.
do 4 other people in my car. Me plus 4.
But
Right.
that means you would have to be in the car with Mazzy. So you
I
have
could
to-
put grandma up on the roof.
Yes. And it's just a hatchback, so there's not a ton of room. It's a GTI. But I'd probably drive down. I like having my car.
Yeah. Can't afford no shoes. Have you heard the news? Yeah, there's a bunch going on. There's a nice high-end audio show going on in the Washington, D.C. area.
Oh, when? That's the
coming up.
Capital Fest, right?
Yeah, Capital Audio Fest, CAF. I think
I
it's
wouldn't even know where to suggest people to stay that's reasonable. The best thing, if you guys
Well,
could
how about
all,
the San Jose area? Probably.
you don't want to stay down in San Jose.
Hey, I lived in San Jose for 2 years, man.
I mean, you don't want to stay down in you could stay in.
There's good
mean,
record stores in San Jose.
A place that I like when I have to pay now, the IHG Holiday Inn Express in Mill Valley, and because I stay at a friend in Mill Valley, but if they're not available, their place, I stay there and I use points. It's not cheap, but it's great because the parking's free. It's right before you get near Sausalito. Before you get, you know where it is. It's by the Buck
I
House.
used to live on Throckmorton.
Yeah, yeah. But it's great because it's an easy in to San Francisco, and you cross the Golden Gate Bridge. It's brilliant. It's great. That would be a good place to get a bank of rooms there, and then go into. I could drive into the city, but
I always do South San Francisco.
yeah, that's on the other side. Yeah.
Listen, you fucktards. I wash my hands. That's the closest thing I do to moisturizing them.
San
I
Jose
have an unguent that I prefer.
San Jose is too far. You're in Silicon Valley, and coming up 101 or 280 is a shit show now.
San Jose's got street light
Massey-
records. It's got
Massey,
but it's like
if you're going to do the traffic report, at least do this.
no, I don't do that.
um,
We get the fucking leaf blowers now at 8:30 in the morning.
when I lived in San Jose, it was a record picker's paradise, man. It was so much.
Yeah, it's not anymore though.
No.
I mean, there's a couple of places.
I bought a yard sale. I bought 10 feet of classic rock,
No.
beautiful records.
Kimbo, there's a lot of great hotels in San Francisco, but these guys, I think they're, you're talking $300 up a night.
Nah,
Well, Kimbo, you're going to pay
my
for
wife
our
was there this
hotel?
weekend. They paid 180.
Yeah, well, it depends on when is the date again of that San Francisco show? What is it?
April.
March? April?
It's April. It's so far away.
Okay.
So the Capitol Audio Fest is November 11 through 13 in Rockville, Maryland.
Yeah.
Hey,
I grew
Kimbo, would you come to San Francisco for that
when
show?
is it? When is it, Jim?
November 11th through the 13th.
So it's
That
a week after the New York one show.
Oh, the New York show is the other guys. That's the show.
Here's the problem. I'm going to be going back for Thanksgiving. I'm not going to stay back there for 3 weeks.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, SFO, yeah, they're airport hotels, definitely. And you can thing is from SFO, you can take BART in pretty much.
That's true. SFO is good. I've stayed there in those
Yeah.
places.
BART
But I
goes
used to stay. What's the town? The city, San something that blew up. The gas line blew up. The PG&E blew the whole fucking town up.
that's way up in the
San Marino or something.
That's up near the wine country.
No. It was South San Francisco. I used
San
to
Bruno? San Bruno?
San Bruno. I used to love San Bruno. Great
isn't that
Indian
where
food.
Suzanne Summers is from?
Good Indian food
Yeah.
there.
I mean, that's fun. And we could, yeah.
Mazzy's wants to stay in Mill Valley. It's a little fancier. The Sweetwater.
Well, I get it free if I can stay at my friends.
Oh, okay.
But if I can't and we can all get some rooms at SFO, I'm fine with SFO.
I've got a small playhouse barn that someone can stay in out back. There's 2 chickens in it at night.
We go to Original Joe's in Westlake in Daly City for lunch.
How about Original Joe's in San Jose?
No,
That was
either the one in North Beach or the one in Westlake.
That was good.
They're both good now. And then we go to the one in Westlake. We just go very close to Tunnel Records over on we can't drive on the Great Highway now. They close that up, those fuckers. That was a bullshit move, closing up the Great Highway. But
I saw Macy Gray at a little club in
I only lived in Mill Valley in Marin County for 1 year in my life. So no, I just have friends that have a place that I can stay at if they're not there a lot. So that's why I stay there. And it's easy because, in the city, it's like $75 to $100 a night to park on top of your hotel bill.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It is.
It's
That's like LA. LA's the same way.
It's the coffee. I lived in Marin in the early 70s during the Zodiac killer shit.
right. And you had a hand in all those murders, right?
And Mill Valley was fun, man. It was fun.
Yeah.
My friend Carl, he worked at a restaurant. Jerry Garcia would stop in there every fucking night on the way
You go to
home.
the Trident.
Oh, yeah.
The Trident's reopen again.
In Sausalito.
Yeah. I don't know if it's open again. I mean, it's open again. I don't know if it's any good or any the same.
Used to go to the Trident with Wiley O'Hara, this woman who very wealthy, and you'd be sitting there snorting cocaine at your table, and Van Morrison is snorting coke.
I think you're making all this stuff up.
The record plant just reopened, but it's not called the record plant anymore. It's the address.
I was 17 when I lived there, 17, 18. And I moved on to I paid a guy $100 for a room on a houseboat in Sausalito, and I put my records on it. And when I came back, it sunk.
First, Gardner Barnes. Growing up in San Francisco, the stupidest thing was to close down the Great Highway. It's the only way, and you're not going through the neighborhoods to get from west to north. I'm sorry, west, north to south or back. That's the way to get around. It's on the end. You're not going through neighborhoods. And there's a fucking massive park a few blocks away. So for families to kind of walk around and hang out, Golden Gate Park is literally right there, or at least at the end of the Great Highway there. And you got the beach to walk on. You got plenty of places to close down. Now everybody's got to drive through neighborhoods where people live. I think it's fucked up. I'm sorry. I know you live there. I don't know you live there. I don't know who you are, Gardner.
You know how
I think that was a dumb move personally. I know how the sand used to blow up and they got to close it down with the sand dunes there and stuff.
Rich wanted to know who was a drug dealer. No, I was a drug dealer like Rob I just did it to pay for my drugs.
Don't relate me to drug dealing.
I love parks and cities. I love when they do open space, but Golden Gate Park is probably the best urban park in America, one in the world, actually.
All right.
Maybe even better than Central Park.
There's a poll coming. What would you rather listen to? Dr. Robert tell stories about guns or Mazzy talk about San Francisco?
San Francisco.
God damn.
Look, I grew up in DC. I loved growing up there. There's a lot of great places. I'm not overly talking about DC. I'll be there to
That's
stay.
because it was DC, not LA.
Scotty, Central Park's great, but you got the winter and they got the park in San Francisco. Golden Gate Park looks great all year round. You got the DeYoung Museum. You got the Hall of Flowers. You got the Science Museum and observatory. Yeah. Hey, those stories about San Francisco bring in the views. People like those. Just maybe here you get tired of.
Actually, we've lost 20 people since you started talking about.
You get tired here. I understand that. I get it.
I'm going to talk about the babysitters that used to babysit me that were groupies in the LA scene.
Now, there used to be a massage parlor in Mill Valley, right behind Tamalpais High. Now, Tamalpais High, those of you who know, what's his name? David Crosby. There's a song called Tamalpais High.
Which, when you think about it, is kind of sick, really.
It's about the high school students getting stoned on lunch hours. Seriously.
No, it's about him watching the little girls leave school at 3:00.
But on that little stretch of street behind sort of where the field is, the track and football field, whatever, there used to be a place in the 70s, and this is the name of it was called Squeezer's Palace. And it was a massage parlor. Our neighbor up on Mount Tam used to own it. Yeah.
Yes.
Really?
When we lived in Nancy and I lived up a little.
Actually, Mazzy's been thinking about starting a business where he drives you around San Francisco. I think everyone would like to go on the chlamydia tour of San Francisco with Mazzy.
Yeah.
I lived in a house in Mill Valley where at least 5 times people knocked on my door looking for Carlos Santana. So I think I lived near him.
Yeah. I lived off
but
a
I don't
panoramic.
know.
I lived off a panoramic highway from
I forget the name. It was
78,
just in the woods.
78,
we were on stilts. The house was on stilts.
Wow.
Hey, by the way, the auction this weekend's at 3 p.m. Pacific. I know I've tried it at 5. I've done it at 1. But I moved it to 3. Someone's gonna join me. We'll go later, but I just want to see how that time works.
Hey, Gardner, I want to respond. Gardner, I don't know the answer to this. I heard that they recalled that supervisor who pushed that closing of the Great Highway. Are they going to reopen the Great Highway, or is that a done deal?
What do they do on it right now?
Well, it was a highway of 4 lanes, 2 each way, and it bypassed the neighborhoods, and it was literally right by the Pacific Ocean, and you'd go up to the zoo and up to the Cliff House, almost to the Cliff House.
So
not
what
quite.
is it now?
A park. It's like people ride bikes.
Well,
and,
you know what they want to do here in LA? So there's this freeway, what is it called, Jim? The 90? Or,
is that
with
the one that wasn't
connects
finished?
it connects the 405 to Marina Del Rey.
Oh yeah. They're 91.
91. All it is like a 2-mile long freeway.
Extension to Marina Del Rey.
Right. The talk has been closing that down and turning the whole thing into a park.
Is it
So
a used?
Oh, fuck
is
that.
it
I drive that at least every other week to go to
Yeah,
my
but
dad.
it's never you could take surface streets.
Even as a liberal, I hate, when the right will say liberals are anti-cars. I'm not anti-cars. I think within reason, there's room for both. I'm fine with bike lanes and all that shit. But the Great Highway is a different thing. There's no alternative. That's a direct, it is a fast lane, and there's a signal halfway through for people to cross it. I guess they could do a tunnel for pedestrians to go to the beach, but they'll still cross. The surfers go out there and stuff. The Cliff House is even closed, and I read yesterday, it got delayed because they have to spend like $25 million retrofitting the Cliff House. It's been closed since the pandemic, and there's new owners. It's a shit show. That needs to be open again. So 2026 or 27, the Cliff House will finally reopen. But that Golden Gate Park is a wonderful place to hang out, ride your bike. That's all my
Get fucked up, rob people.
No. The Vietnamese eat the
It's
dogs.
a great
They're
park.
eating our dogs and cats. And all.
Great fucking park, man. It's a great.
It is a good park. And
park.
So I understand, walk on the beach, ride your bikes on the beach, play with your kids on the beach. There's a huge long beach along Ocean Beach there.
I think most of the people here that have kids, they're fully grown. So don't play with your kids on the beach.
Yeah. Well, I just, right now you have to go through the neighborhoods instead. So you're driving like stop signs every block, which is fine. That's the one area you could get from the north to south without going through 19th Avenue, which is also a shit show and crowded.
Well, they want to put you on 19th. That's all.
But that's already like packed.
Too bad. You guys didn't buy freeways. We did. You got your stupid. We bought the Great Highway. You don't need a freeway going through the city. Yeah, you do. Carve that fucking city right up.
That's what. Yeah.
Just take out all the.
They almost did. They used to have those freeways hanging and stuff. The double-decker freeway on the Embarcadero was going to go up, and Oak Street was going to go up Fell Street. There was going to be a double-decker freeway through Golden Gate Park.
Yes,
attaching to the Golden Gate Bridge.
Just ruin it, man. Just fucking destroy
Luckily,
it.
Yeah.
I don't need to put down San Francisco. The .com assholes destroyed it.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you there. BART is great. BART works pretty well. The problem with BART is those fuckers in Marin County didn't want the riffraff coming to Marin County. When BART was designed in the 60s, originally was going to go to Marin County.
What's Marin City?
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Hello.
But BART should have gone to Marin County. Although the best way to come into San Francisco is coming over the Golden Gate Bridge. So
I had a blast up there when I lived there, though. I love.
You know what? I've tried. They don't understand that no one gives a shit about the traffic or how to get anywhere in San Francisco.
Yeah. Trouble carrying.
You know what? It's a great place to visit. There's lots of things to do. Mazzy has really not said any of the good
great
things.
Restaurants, great museums. It's gotten second to New York. It's got
Mazzy,
the best museums.
I've never heard.
We're not museum people.
One of the best things to do in San Francisco, and I've never heard Mazzy say this, is I forget the exact name of it, but there's a culinary school in San Francisco. And if you can book reservations there,
it's like closed. It's on Polk Street. I've been there. It's
one of the best meals you've ever had in your life.
Yeah, I think it closed down. It's on Polk and right at the edge of the Tenderloin, Lower Polk.
The Minuteman.
I left in 2014. not 71. I know you're kidding, Rich. I have been to the French.
But 11 years is a long time, Mazzy. Thanks.
I have been to the French Laundry twice, and only because if you have the French Laundry cookbook, the photographer Deborah Jones was one of the photographers I represented for 20 years.
Very nice.
And Deborah has done all of the what's his name? Tom. What's his name? The chef. Come on. All his books: Bouchon, the French Laundry, Bouchon Bakery, Per Se in New York. Thomas Keller.
Yeah. He died, no?
No, he didn't die. But I've been there once for the book party and once through Deborah. I mean, it's like going to a Broadway theater. It's over the top. You go there once, you pay $300-400 a person. It's crazy, but it's an amazing experience. You know, if you ever see The Menu, is that the name of that movie? That horror film?
Yeah, but there's
Yeah.
It's kind of like that.
There's food movies
really?
that are better than that.
No, but I'm saying it's kind of like that with the preciousness of each dish, not the killing part. You know,
That was a
I
crazy
just spoiled
movie.
it. What a crazy movie! I like that movie.
Fluffy did not like that movie. Oh,
Yeah, I know. Anyway, I have been to the French. I haven't been since
Jeff saw Zoog's Rift.
during the pandemic. They added and they redid the whole kitchen. I haven't been there since. I probably will never go there again. But it's a one-off thing. But the wine country, I mean, that's the thing. We should take a wine. No, we should do. They probably wouldn't let us do it. We should go up to Sebastopol and get a tour of MoFi.
Yeah.
You know, I've been to wine country, Marin, and that's a good experience because a lot of them have food there. You can eat and drink wine.
He had a paper up there when I was in San Jose.
You know, there is a thing called the wine train, which is kind of cool. My parents used to go there a lot. I never went on it, but it's only a 10-mile or 15-mile thing.
Two of my kids went to Humboldt State. So I used to fly to Oakland and drive up. You know, the tree that you drive through halfway up there?
Yeah, I've been through that tree. Yeah. The redwoods are beautiful up there.
Yeah.
Calistoga, mud baths in Calistoga are great. That whole area.
We're losing people like crazy because
it burned down pretty good though up there.
I think it's the most beautiful area in America.
Yeah. You know, there's plenty of beautiful areas in America.
Yeah, but I like it.
So
do you know this place, Watts Music?
I know Watts Music. The guy just died in the last year or two.
Really?
Yeah,
but it's still open.
Oh, hold on. All right. I'm gonna guess if I bring this person. I'm gonna guess if I bring this person back up, we'll increase the viewership.
Hey,
did you just get a blow dry while you're off screen? Okay, never mind.
I remember Bebop Records in Seattle.
What I did when I was off screen was I gave my wife.
No. Sorry.
Yeah, let me say, no, it's not the first time. But
dude, look, I could talk about a lot of things that people don't need to hear. I'm not talking about.
Resist.
Your microphone's bad, by the way.
Sure is so benign, but if you clipping,
your mic's not working well, Doc.
Yeah, I doubt that. But
no, it's true.
I'll tell you,
Doc.
Let me tell you
seriously, your mic is not working good.
Anybody that has a mate knows that a pedicure wins you favor if you do a pedicure with your mate.
Jim, can you repeat what I said? And
basically, you cut her toenails, she shaves your balls. That's the trade-off, you know.
Your mic is not working well, Doc.
You're breaking up, Doc.
Your microphone's fucked up. You're bubbling.
No.
You're breaking up, Doc. Your sound is breaking up.
Can I just say?
No, you can't because we can't hear you.
By the way, I've also taken out the garbage and I've started to load a laundry.
Okay.
That's
help. Do
you have something covering your mic?
I can't understand you, Doc, because your mic is not working.
I'm talking to the person in Dr. Robert Hart.
That I can't help. I don't know.
Get closer to the mic, Doc. Get closer.
Let me show you something else. We were last on. I have made a Bloody Mary. I have made a Bloody Mary with a spicy rim.
Whose blood is it, Doc?
Well, I was hoping.
Here's
I
my
was hoping
bride's
it would
drink.
be.
This is a what do we call this?
People are coming back because they want to witness.
Wait a minute. No.
Wait. Why are you two fisting drinks, Doc?
You know.
Hi.
Seriously, your microphone's not working.
Well, it is 6 o'clock here, and you know, I don't know. I just wanted to check back in. Hey, I think everything looks like you guys are doing great, and so I you know, hey.
I remember the first time I drank a bottle of Robitussin.
Well, listen, the delay is.
I think
Okay,
Dr. Rocker made the grape drink.
The delay.
Does anyone have the grape drink?
Whose blood is it, and why is it in a bucket?
Oh, you guys are.
No, your problem is, Doc, your sound is cutting out.
Yeah, I think it's technical. It's technical.
Then it is, but whatever it is, it's cutting out.
All right, I'm going to let you go again. Just check. Well, I get it. So.
All right.
It's the purple drink. I'm sorry, it's the purple drink.
It's Moby Grape.
Cheers.
Yeah. Looks delicious.
Good night. Good night.
Good night. All right, everybody.
I think we learned early on in my entry into the doing YouTube that's not a good idea to drink and stream. There's too many incidents I remember back then.
Oh yeah, those were good. I remember those days.
Hey, Bill K, calm down.
What did it?
Bill K goes to Humboldt State, huh? What do you teach there?
Whose kid?
No, Bill K does.
That area is like the ground central for the marijuana scene.
That's the one in Arcata, right? That's in Arcata, right?
Yeah.
That's
where all the Jim?
My son's old girlfriend went there, and he would spend a lot of time up there when he was freelance.
My daughter went there. She's a school teacher now, but at the time she came back, I think it was her third year, and she wrote on the wall in permanent marker, Humboldt, where it's 420, 24/7, and every Wednesday is Friday. And that was the first time I ever heard anything about 420. What the fuck did you just do? But anyway, yeah, Humboldt State, they learned how to grow pot there. It's nice up there if you can handle
Gardner, they threw an interception. And if they didn't do that, they would have had a better chance of winning. You can't win by throwing an interception.
What is TG? Humboldt County TG?
I don't know, but my knowledge is that's where the marijuana is.
We used to drive past the hog farm, which is still in existence.
Yeah, I met Wavy Gravy a couple times.
I met him one time, and it was just weird because he looked at me.
He was just like one of those counterculture dudes. But how did he turn that into any kind of career?
He was the head of the hog farm. He was the leader of the hog farm.
But he's asking, how do you make money leading the hog farm?
Oh no, they made shit and sold it.
Yeah.
They met him eye clinics all over the world. I met him
the same time I met Kinky. One of the times I met Kinky Friedman.
So I used to work with a woman by the name of Lola Lane, who was from New York and knew all those people. And when I met Wavy Gravy, he said to me, "Oh, you work at the LA Weekly? You must know Lola Lane." I was like, "Fuck."
Hey Gardner, I've been to Weed a bunch because on my way down when I drive. Unfortunately, in the last decade, maybe or less, 5-6 years, the old part of Weed is like every fucking storefront is empty. There's that new portion where they have a strip mall and stuff. And it's really sad because it's a cool old thing. And I think even the theater and there used to be a breakfast place there. It's gone. At the end of the pandemic, I started going, and stopping off there. But before the pandemic, it was kind of a cool old town. They do have that one touristy thing that says weed on it when you drive in from the south. But Weed, California. I mean, it's famous.
There's weed. There's other places named Weed. There's plenty of towns that have weird
but
names.
this is a big California place. It's maybe 45 minutes from Oregon, maybe something like that.
Border, yeah.
Yeah.
Northern, whatever. What do they call that? Jefferson? What do they want to be, the state of Jefferson?
I don't know.
They want
I
to.
don't know. Okay, here's the deal. We're at 9. We made it. We barely made it, but Doc came in and saved the end of the stream.
Thanks,
So
Doc.
I thank him.
Unfortunately, his mic wasn't working, but doesn't really
I
matter.
thought I was making a joke. It's named after Abner Weed. Now that sounds made up, Bill K. All right, everyone, have a good day. See you on Thursday. I'll try and make it jam-packed.
Bye.
Bye. Ending it now.